Hello and welcome today, Realty Pros, for another Realty Talk. Excited. I love the holiday season. And we are in the midst of our holiday season. But with that being said, we have great opportunity through this holiday season. We are coming on the last month of the year, and we still have time to make an impact on our business throughout this last month of the year. And so that is what we are going to be talking about today, prospecting through the end of the year, through the holiday season. And it's great because we have come together as the leadership team, and everyone has such great ideas and such a way of being able to share their prospecting ideas with everyone. So I'm so glad that each of you took the time out to join us this afternoon. And so what we'll do is I'll go ahead, I'll share my screen, and we will get started. So we have come together as a joint effort to share our prospecting ideas with you. And so we're going to, each of the individuals of the leadership team is going to have the opportunity to be able to share with us. And we have some great information to share. So, and the title of this training is Prospecting, or 2023 Prospecting During this Holiday Season. And so we are going to kick it off with none other than our wonderful recruiter mentor, Miss Patricia Lancaster. Thank you so much, Miss Pat, for taking the time and sharing with us this afternoon.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Anissa. I thank you all so very much for this opportunity to share with you.
Sorry.
I'm going to turn myself.
Sorry. Go ahead.
That's you? Okay, good. All right. I want to talk about recruiting and mentoring, and I want you to be mindful of these words. I'm challenging us to be Scrooge this holiday season. Let the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future make your holiday merry. Now we all know about Scrooge, of what he did and all about him, but as we consider him, we look at him and we note that this was a man who had a profitable business, it seemed, but he was closed. He closed himself off to others, thinking that his only value was in the money that he provided. But he was visited by three ghosts in one night who reminded him of the impact of his life on the past, on the present, and the future of Christmases that he could see. And I want us to learn from each of these ghosts something about our own realty mentoring and recruiting, and just the power of who we are as we stand in position as Porterhouse International Realty Group realtors. First, as we consider our Christmas past, our impact on the past, these would be our former clients, also former agents. I challenge us during this season not to forget about our past. So often people forget about the past, saying that is the past. It has no impact. It doesn't mean anything. But we've got to be mindful of the relationships, of the encounters we've had in the past, even where we worked with someone and perhaps we were not able to bring them to the home, to the apartment, to the business that they wanted. They still are part of our reasonable past, and we want to be good to them. We want to be remindful of them. We want to thank them for their business. Thank them for opportunities to work with them. Thank them for all that they did for us. So different things we can do for our former clients, these clients from the past. We can remember the anniversaries of their home purchases. We can remember great and other anniversaries that are important to them. We can send them, of course, Christmas cards and the like through Christmas content through I'm calling it Christmas uh, um, contact, staying in contact with them. Send them small gifts and calendars, letting them know that they're still important to you. That although they might be former, they're still foremost in your heart. So that's Christmas past. That's Realty past. Being reminded of that impact that we've had on their lives, and then for our Realty present, as we're looking at these ghosts of the present, we want to look at our current leads and remind them of things that are going on here at Porterhouse. We've got a wonderful expo coming out Saturday, December 9th, 2023. And we want to make sure that all of our clients, all of our leads know about this, whether they're looking to purchase themselves or whether they might know of others who stand in need of a house. You know, they might have an adult child living still at home that they might want to encourage to come out and to find out what's going on concerning this. They might know of renters who've been renting long time and they're paying big bucks there, and they're wondering about just what to do. Can I afford a house? What does this interest rate mean? You know, we've got information that we can share with them that can have a mighty impact on their life. Sometimes just a one word from the Lord, just one piece of knowledge, just that one piece of information can change someone's life, can change their family, can change the trajectory of their community, of our nation, of our world forever. And we've got to be present with them. I challenge us too, as we look at our present, look at our sphere of influence. Those folks who love us no matter what we've done. Those folks who know our parents, who know us through church or on a job, who we've worked with before. Those folks that we see all the time that want to encourage us, that want to be a part of whatever we're a part of. We want to stay in their faces, remind them that we care about them. These folks might be older. We want to perhaps visit with them. We could call if we can't, if they're say out of town. But if you can visit with these folks, send them special Christmas cards and like letting them know that they're valuable to you, that they're important. And I challenge us too, going through your sphere of influence, milk it, use it, especially now during this season. You might say, I haven't done as much as I'd like to, and I want to do more. Start by milking, if you will, your Christmas present through your sphere of influence. This might be mom and them. These are folks that know you and know you well. These are folks that will forgive you for your past and they'll keep loving you. These are folks that will pass out your business cards to anybody and everybody they know. Plus, these are folks who will give you leads. They'll tell you who's getting married, who's getting divorced, who's separated, who's finishing school, who's getting a new job, who's moving out of the area, who's moving into the military. All these things, all these bits of information you can get from your Christmas present as you consider the impact of your life over your sphere of influence. And then I challenge you to go to look at your sphere of influence, especially if you haven't before. Look at your sphere of influence and see if you can identify 12 folks. Each of these persons will cover a different month for you next year. See if you can get them to commit to sharing one lead with you. One lead could change their lives and change your life forever as well. So if you can get 12, just 12, I'm not saying get 36 or 100, but if you can get 12 people who know you, who love you, check with mom and them, your parents, your friends, your neighbors, school teachers, church, business associates, people who've been there for your church, all these folks. This is your sphere of influence. And sometimes, like Scrooge, you forget or you don't realize just how many folks' lives you can impact through your presence. So I challenge you now to consider who is around you. Who is around you? Who is your sphere of influence? Who are these people? Who are these leads? And so use them to build up your holiday merry. And then finally, because I recognize we don't have a lot of time, I want to look at our Christmas future. I want you to look at the future of some other realtors. Now, see, we are blessed to be part of Porterhouse, where we know our future is bright. Our future is bright, and we're doing things to ensure that. But some folks, as they're looking at their lives right now, and this is what business owners do, this is what realtors do. They look at their business lives right now and they say, I may not have made everything, all the money I'd hoped for this year, and I don't have any prospects coming for next year. I might just decide to leave the realty business right now. And this is what a lot of folks are doing. You might be surprised to learn too that so many folks commit suicide during this holiday season because as they look at their future, they don't see the bright. Many realtors also really stop prospecting right after Thanksgiving and maybe through like the beginning of the year because they believe that they can't buy, they can't sell, they can't have any kind of impact on their lives right now. But we at Porterhouse, we know that is not the truth. That's why we're hosting this what are we hosting? We're hosting the Home Buyers Expo of the 9th of December because we know that just one word can change your lives. Just one piece of information. As we share the information about interest rates, so many folks think that because of interest rates that they are excluded, that they cannot purchase a house. But if we can get that word to them, sharing just how their future can be made right by just letting them see just what the market is really saying to us as realtors and how we understand that, and then making it plain for them. That makes a bright future for them and a bright future for us as well. So I'm challenging us as well as we look at these ghosts of Christmas past, of realty past, of present and future. I want us to see the kind of impact we can make on the lives of others, just as we be the realtors that we are called to be. Whatever is your why, I want you to focus on that and use that to build yourself up, to challenge yourself, to encourage yourself. I do make a difference in the past, in the present, and in the future, and use that to be a blessing to somebody else. I promise you, as you bless others, the blessing going to come back multiplied to you. So let's be Scrooge during this holiday season and let the impact of our past, of our present, and our future make our holiday merry, but also that of the many others whose lives we touch, because our lives are so important. The reason we're here today, the reason that God woke us up this morning is because each of us has purpose. And I truly believe that part of that purpose is the reason that we are here now at this appointed time at Porterhouse International Realty Group. So please, I challenge you, be Scrooge and let the impact of your past, your present, and your future be a blessing to others. God bless you and thank you.
Yes. Said I'll have to come back. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Pat. Thank you so much um for your interpretation of being Scrooge. We appreciate that so much. Okay, so let's see who is our next dynamic presenter. Yes, the wonderful and beautiful Miss Margaret Irving. She is social media. And so she is going to share with us next. Hello, Margaret. Okay, let's see here. Maybe she isn't able to speak right in this moment. So what we'll do is, if she is unable to speak, we will go on to the next one and then we'll come back to her if that's okay. Okay, all right. All right, so our next speaker is also part of our social media leadership team, and that is Mr. Marcus King. Thank you so much, Marcus.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So I just have a couple things just for the holiday season. A lot of us will be getting asked questions with family or just on social media. Uh, so with some of the questions that you can ask on social media and get some engagement with social media, just asking like those. A lot of people are going to come to us with those questions of how's the market and everything like that. Which, and if you've been answering a lot of times, you're going to be answering the same questions over and over again. But I've kind of had a guided, I would say a guided conversation with clients now, or just people that I'm just kind of having a conversation with and trying to guide that conversation to pretty much to where I want to go and figure out exactly if they are going to make a decision or not. I did talk about this on one Realty Talks. I want to say maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but I also had some other questions into it too. So I'm just going to go off into that. Uh, also, how's everyone doing too? I mean, yes. Okay. So basically, you can ask the question of how much do you think your dream house is going to cost? So now you're putting the person's perspective into thinking about their actual dream house. And this is a good question because they're not thinking about how the market is and everything like that. They're thinking about a time where they have the money to purchase and also thinking about a time where they're probably doing the best in their life. And sometimes when this question comes up, it could be, you can say, how much you think your dream house would cost? And they might say, hey, I know how much my dream house costs. Or they may have another question and say, I'm thinking it costs this much, it might cost that much. Uh, then you can ask the next question of, would you think your next house that you buy will be your dream house? And that gives you a kind of conversation of also, if they're not thinking about buying a dream house, what type of house are they thinking about buying? So this is also a whole guided conversation to figure out exactly if they are buying, or maybe they might already have the dream house. They may be thinking about selling the dream house. So this is just a kind of a question that you can also just put on social media, and you may get some clicks or some engagement, or you can just send it into someone's inbox and see if they even talk to you about it. Uh, so when you have this like, do you think your next house would be your dream house? And you can also ask them, how much do you think that when you think you're talking about how much you think the dream house would cost, you can also talk about how much do you think you would need for a house that you will be happy with living in. Like, if they're not buying a dream house next, how much they think that next level of house would cost. And if they don't really have an answer for that, you can say, hey, let me help you answer that question, or let's devise a plan to help you figure out exactly how to get that next part of your house. I've never, or they may say, I've never thought about that. Well, can I have a few moments of your time? Uh, then this is the part where you kind of take action in that conversation. It's like, hey, can I have a few moments of your time? Or what's your number so we can talk about this more? Or, I can set up a consultation to try to figure out exactly your needs in real estate. So this is just a question, a kind of a guided conversation when you're talking about somebody about their dream house, and then if they're not talking about their dream house, they may be talking about you trying to steer that conversation to the next spot of how much do you think that house would cost, and if they're not talking about buying a dream house, you'll say, well, how much do you think a house would cost that will be the next house that you buy? So now you're not even talking about just one house or one situation. You're talking about being their agent technically for a longer time from the dream house to the next house. But also, you're also building that relationship because now you're putting a positive thing in their head, like, oh, because when you ask them how much you think the dream house costs, you're actually putting in their head that they can get their dream house. So when you say how much you think they cost, and you're a realtor, you know what I'm saying, you can kind of guide that conversation to wherever you kind of want to go. But these are just a couple questions that you can ask on social media uh, to get a response, or just to kind of have it to get some type of engagement, or you can put a video around it and just ask the question so you can get some type of engagement so your followers can see you. Uh, Also, when you want to take that action is the most important part. Is either getting a number, or talking more in depth about the situation, or either getting an email or figuring out a later time where you can talk more about this you can talk more about this. And then you also have the question of, the question right now is, how's the market? And the question that you pretty much kind of, when you answer that question, you want to say, which one are you expected to do? Are you expecting to buy on this market? Are you expecting to sell in this market? The market's different for both answers. So then you kind of guide in that conversation a little bit more when people are asking about the market. Just giving you more tools to your, I would say, your tool belt, kind of like you're just giving you more tools to your tool belt when having a conversation about real estate, because sometimes you can always have questions that can trip you up. But let's say you have a question that trips you up and you're able to say, hey, have you ever thought about buying your dream house? And then you can go into this whole questioning of, dream house, if you're not going to buy your dream house. And then going into these questions, you can pretty much kind of get out of a fog if you're in a place where you don't really have an answer. But this is just a couple tips. I'm pretty sure there's a lot other ways that you can have conversations about real estate, but this is able to put someone in a positive situation when thinking about real estate, because they're thinking about something that they're dreaming about. And then also bringing them kind of back to earth when you're asking, well, how much do you think the house will be? How much do you think their next house will be if you're not going to buy your dream house? So that kind of puts them in a real life living situation of a question like, well, I never really thought about that, or they may have more questions or answers, and that's when you take action to either get that time to talk more in depth about it, or you want to either get their number or email. So that's pretty much all I have about social media. But this is just situation you can ask in the social situation or put on your social media.
Thank you, Marcus. That was great. I like that. I like the idea. I like the way that opens up questions and gives you the opportunity to make a connection with them. That's great. Thank you so much, Marcus. I appreciate that, or we
No problem.
appreciate your input. We have next. Ooh, I apologize. Next is our own buyer team leader, Mr. Curtis Price. If you are able to unmute yourself.
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Wonderful. Well, 'tis the season, everybody. Tomorrow marks December 1st. It's kind of hard to believe that we are wrapping up 2023. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm ready for it to wrap on up. We can go ahead and close this year on out, and looking forward to a new year ahead. So with that, I wanted to just leave you guys with some pointers and things that we can really look at as we close out 23 in this last month of December. So one of the first things is December marks the winter solstice. So I'm a huge gardener, and I have some seeds that I plan on sprouting over the entire spring period. Pretty cool technique that I learned, and I'm going to give it a try. But with that being said, as you see, the picture is our business cards. So I know every agent on this call, every agent in Porterhouse probably is sitting there with a box of business cards. Those are your seeds. So I want you to look at this December as planting and getting as many cards in that box out of the box and into anybody's hand. They might be a good lead. They might not be a good lead. You might know them well. You might not. It doesn't matter. Use December as a time to start planting, right? Because eventually spring is going to come. So if you don't start planting and sowing the seeds now, you're not going to have any crop essentially to harvest when the spring comes around. With that being said, one of the ways that I kind of recommend or advise everybody this season, see a little picture of the bar. 'Tis the season, right? Everybody is a little bit more fired up. Everybody's going to go out. There's social gatherings. Find a nice upscale restaurant, bar, lounge that you may have never been to, that you have kind of like looked at and be like, oh, you know, I'd like to check that out. Find a few spots and go and around a happy hour time and just post up. You know, doesn't mean you have to have alcohol if you don't drink alcohol, but to hang out in a very social setting, people are going to be very talkative, especially this time of year. We have holiday parties, we have holiday events. So kind of using the holiday buzz, the holiday spirit as a way for you to get out in your local area. So I highly recommend, you know, of course, if you wanted to go more into wherever, make a trip into DC, make a trip into Bethesda, to the National Harbor, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But also look at your local sphere, you know, where you live. Where are some new spots? Where are some new restaurants, some new places that might have just recently opened, and just go in, post up more at the bar, at that kind of lounge area. You can get a table and just hang out, you know, and again, take those cards that we have, and that's a real easy way that you can start to sow your seeds, you know, to plant them, to get them out there. You never know what's going to happen, right? But nothing will happen if you don't try something. So using things, being a lot more mindful of what's happening around you. Shopping's going to be happening. You might be in a line, standing there. Perfect time, strike up conversation. Perfect time to just hand out a card. You know, like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? Looks like you might need a new house. Here's my card, or somebody you might know needs a new house. Love to help them and keep it moving, right? So kind of getting into the holiday spirit and getting out there and handing out those cards. The third thing that I want to really touch on is our knowledge. Is, you know, we have to constantly sharpen our sword. You know, we have to constantly grow and improve, and to really look at this last month of the year. What are you reading? You know, are there some books that you might want to read going into 24? You know, make a list of, I'm a big reader. I love reading. I read every morning. A book I highly recommend. It's called U Squared. The author is Price Pritchard. Very, very kind of like pamphlet style book. Extremely powerful. Very good information. I've been reading it really over the past, honestly, like few years, but it's one of those books I just keep at my ready. I'll read one mini chapter every morning. But reading, investing in yourself, the knowledge in yourself. Is this specifically geared toward a listing? No, but it's geared toward me becoming a better version of myself, which will then transfer into any endeavor that I'm currently doing or that I want to do. So reading, tag along with a fellow Porterhouse agent. If you don't have a listing and we have an open house, go to it. You know, be in real estate. You know, just get out there. Use this last month to start getting a lot more active as a realtor. If you see an open house, if there's a new property development, I know there's a couple in Laurel that I plan on this month, literally just going by, handing my card, going into the office, the sales office, introducing myself, walking through the properties, they're any open, just so I can just get out there and be involved in real estate. So again, you know, if you know of another, you know, fellow Porterhouse agent, they're having an open house, go through, go by, support, and just be in that energy of real estate. Two more things is our sync trainings. So again, using kind of as we're closing out this new year, starting to already ramp and prepare yourself for 24. So dialing in on the various library of sync trainings that they offer. This is one thing that I personally plan on doing as things kind of get a little more chill within my life. I won't have to get up and rip and run, take the kids to school, pick them up, which I'll be doing as soon as I jump off this call. So I plan on kind of taking a lot more of my quote unquote downtime and getting in some of these sync trainings so that I'm a lot more prepared with the software, with how it works, how I can use it to be a better. And lastly is going to be preparing for the new year. What are your goals? Start reflecting. How was 23? If it wasn't what you wanted to be, why wasn't it? Make some notes. What do you want to achieve in 24? We will be having our 2024 kind of goal setting and goal reviews coming up. Start now. Really start to look at what do you want to do differently in 2024 that you were doing in 2023. So, with that, really look at how you can utilize the seeds that we have already at our disposal, taking yourself, going out, checking out some new establishments in your local area or going specifically kind of toward a more high-end market, get dressed up a little bit, go down that happy hour-ish time frame, hand out some cards. You never know what can happen, spark up some conversations. And then lastly, what are you reading? What do you want to read? Looking at some sync trainings so you can start to prepare yourself and get yourself ready to crush 2024. So I hope that was received. I hope everybody out there is going to have a wonderful, safe holiday season that's coming up. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the office soon. And great. That's about it.
Thank you, Marcus. I'm sorry,
Curtis.
Marcus. You guys look alike. Thank you. My apologies.
I guess it has the is. It has the
I
is.
know,
Marcus, Curtis.
That's what it is. Right, that's what it is.
It's cool.
But I appreciate. Thank you so much. So yes, I love the whole idea of the Team Curtis. Right. I love the idea of the seed. Yes, thank you so much. That was great. You gave a lot of great tips that all of us, we should be working on even right now. And that is, just ideas of what we're supposed to be doing through the rest of this year to go into our new year. Thank you again, Curtis Price, the right price. Yes, thank you. All right.
Main thing was Curtis.
Right, Curtis. Thank you.
And I'll be jumping off now, guys. I got to get in line I got to get in the car.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Curtis.
It's the kids for us.
Okay. So our next presenter, is Angela Skipper's presentation. Unfortunately, she's not able to be with us, but so I know that I will not be as effective as she is. However, she did provide us with some information to be able to share with you all today. And so Angela is our seller prospect or our seller team lead. And her topic is sellers prospecting in the holiday season. She's talking about 5 G's for the holiday, and who is not interested in 5 G's for the holiday. I will just share with you some of her ideas. Angela is, what I love about her, she is a very creative person. And so if you have, if you need ideas, she is a great person. She's an excellent resource because she has a lot of just great ideas that you can do, things that may cost you little to no money at all. And so if you need an idea, please reach out to her. She says, "'Tis the season to give with the 5 G's." And so the first G represents gifts, and everyone loves gifts. And so some of the ideas that you can give by way of a gift are obviously treats or seasonal items that you can give. Poinsettias, I know she had mentioned once before that something that she does with her past clients is she goes and she gets mums and she delivers them to each of her clients, just something to keep you in front of them, keep you on their minds, so that when they are ready to transition, or if they know someone who is ready to transition and perhaps maybe sell their house, she'll be the first one that that they think of. You can, that's an idea. You can do gift cards. Those are always great. Everyone always appreciates a gift card. Calendars and magnets. That is a really great idea, and I'm not sure if everyone has seen, but they're on Amazon. I know you can purchase them, and you can get like a box of 100 for like $60 something. And the great part about it is they're magnet calendars, and you're able to attach your business card to the calendar, and so you can give those out to all of your past clients. As well as just make sure that just as you have your own business card with you throughout the year, this time of the year, you can bring your magnets, calendars, and they even have on Amazon, the ones they are provide you with an envelope. And so you're able to just give out small gifts while you are at the grocery store, or you go to the nail shop, or you go to the gym, or whatever it is that you're doing, carry some with you and you're able to share those. Maybe you don't have a lot of money, and maybe you can only perhaps maybe buy one gift, buy the one gift. You could do a raffle. That would be great. You could put that on social media, say that I'm, holding a raffle. And so for those of you who reach out to me with your contact information, you'll be entered into the raffle. You can try something like that. I think that's a great way of being able to prospect as well. The second G is greetings. So greetings, send holiday cheers. That doesn't necessarily mean alcoholic holiday cheers. I mean, it can be as much as just making contact with people during this time of year, checking in on them. That goes to the care call, just checking in on individuals, making sure that, everyone is okay, that they know that there's someone that is there and that is thinking about them. The third G is generosity. Always time and attention. Everyone likes to be considered. Everyone wants to know that there's someone who is willing to take time with them and provide them with attention. This is a great opportunity, and we just a week or so ago, just before Thanksgiving, maybe a couple of weeks ago, we had the opportunity to be able to partner with a local non-profit and do Thanksgiving baskets with Project Give Back, and that was such a wonderful opportunity. It really was, and to be able to be there. I mean, there was, I would venture, there were hundreds of people there that were had taken their time, and the great part about it is it's not something even that you have to extend yourself for all day. You could extend yourself for that for a couple of hours in the day, and know that your efforts are being appreciated by the individuals who were receiving the packages. Or I mean, you can volunteer, at I'm sure all of us have volunteer opportunities at our church or at our schools or different clubs. There's a lot that is going on right now in this season that we're able to be a part of and volunteer with. Then number 4 is guidance, and this is always great. For perhaps a seller is or someone who is contemplating selling their house. You can give them just little maintenance tips. Like, I know that there are certain times of the year where you need to I apologize. You need to turn off the water, so that you don't have water in your pipes. And especially, like perhaps for maybe elderly people that may forget that, that's great. Just some type of tips, or perhaps you want to recommend someone may need someone because all the leaves have fallen from the trees. And so they need someone to rake the leaves or get rid of all the leaves and things like that. We have resources that we're able to provide and referrals that we're able to provide to those individuals. And then also we can provide them with a home equity analysis. Perhaps a seller is considering selling their house, and perhaps they want to know how much equity they have in their home. You're able to provide that information to them. And then the last one is gratitude. And so that's always through client support and referrals. You can post testimonials. Perhaps this is something that we should all be doing as we are closing deals, whether it is for the buyer side or the seller side. We want to make sure that we are asking them for a testimonial. And it's great if you could get even a video testimonial. If you have that, and posting those to kind of just put yourself out there and showing that you, the expert, the real estate expert that you are. So let's think about the 5 G's: the gifts, the greetings, the generosity, guidance, and gratitude. Okay. Then, of course, Angela wants us to have some takeaways. Our key takeaways. Number 1, don't be a secret agent. Don't be a secret agent. Stays a secret agent so much so that the secret agent doesn't even get any business. So we have to be courageous enough. We have to be bold enough. We have to be confident enough to expose ourselves. And as you do, you'll find that people will talk to you. They'll have questions for you, and you'll be able to engage with them. Look for opportunities. We're always looking for opportunities, whether you can be standing in the line at the grocery store and engage with someone, and you never know what will come from that. You may be in a business, and perhaps you're talking about one thing, but you're able to find out that, there's an opportunity for real estate in that business, to partner with the business. So think about those things. Always, always, always ask for referrals. Ask for referrals from your clients, whether they're buyers or sellers. Ask for referrals from your sphere of influence. As you are out and you are sharing your business cards and or your calendars, perhaps that individual you just met on the street, and perhaps they do not have a need for real estate themselves, but maybe they know someone. So always, always, always be looking for referrals. And then plan your follow-up. Make sure that as you are collecting this information and that you are connecting with individuals, and perhaps there's someone who said that, you know what, we're going to be retiring next year. You want to make sure that you keep a follow-up with those individuals, because when it's time for them to, when they've made the decision that they're going to be selling their house, you want to be the person that they call. And they'll call you when they know when you have been following up with them, because they'll remember you. They'll say, oh, yes, I remember her. And I remember she, gave me the information about the lawn guy, or, I remember she called me up one day out of the blue, or she calls me once a month, just to check in on me. And so that's the person who's going to call you up to sell their home for them. And then always stay engaged. You want to make sure that you stay engaged in real estate. Okay. So that is Angela Skipper's. I hope I did her justice. That's her contribution. Okay. Our next agent that's going to be sharing with us, and she is Porterhouse's own Martha Stewart, and that is Miss Darlene Bridges. Thank you so much, Darlene.
So, contribution to prospecting in this, in around the holiday time would be one that I have been brainstorming, and I discussed. I just kind of gave my idea to Ms. Anita when I was talking to her, was a brokerage-wide customer appreciation party, and it would be for our past clients, whether they sold a home with us or purchased. And what we would do is invite these past clients, and then we would ask them if they could bring someone who is purchasing or wants to purchase a home, or someone who owns a home and is looking to sell. So that would be kind of like somewhat of the concept of a customer appreciation party, not just customer appreciation, but we want them to bring someone who either is looking to purchase or that has a home and is considering selling. So that was one of my ideas. The other that I have that say is for our clients currently, for those of us that have deals that we closed this year, is this is the time of year to reach out to them and see if they still have their closing disclosures handy, because it's almost tax time. So it's a good way to reach out, and that's some conversation for our former clients for this year. That was a suggestion that I have. And then I actually went into where Ms. Anita is at that slide on, I put something in Chat GPT, and they gave me all these really good suggestions, which is, I like this the homeowner mixer. That's the one that where I was talking about the customer appreciation. And then we're already doing a home buying workshop. And then if any of you live in neighborhoods and you have HOA, this would be a good thing to maybe do something with your HOA in terms of like you could do a hot chocolate social, which we're going to be doing next Thursday. So you could do something like that in your neighborhood to get to know your neighbors, and it's a nice way to, build camaraderie, neighborly, get-togethers. So it would, and it could possibly generate business. The other, and I wrote it down, was one of the things that I'm about to do on social media because I want to generate more followers. People like free stuff. Everybody wants something for free 99. So either you could raffle a gift card or you could raffle a service. And so like for me, my other business is I do custom cakes. So what I'm going to do to generate people to both pages, I'm going to raffle 8-inch and 6-inch cake. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the individuals that the specific post, they have to like the post, tag a friend, and share the post. So that will generate people to my page because, and then you're letting them know because you want to, you're trying to gather more followers. Now that's a way to, get new people to your page, to get, and also to get people engaged in, because they want to win something. Everybody wants something for free. Another thing to do for those of us that have new listings coming up is to ask our former clients, because they want to, everybody wants their VIP treatment. I have this listing. Can you come by and preview it? Because it's, I'm doing an open house and I would like for you to come and see it. And can you bring someone that may be interested in, I guess you give them, the specs of your listing or whatever. But if you bring somebody by who's looking to purchase, so that's another way to prospect. What else did I write? I think that was it. And then these suggestions that I got from Chat GPT was really good. Anissa, you could go to that next slide. Yeah. And see how good Chat GPT is? Because they gave me all these, and these are really some good suggestions. Partnerships. We already do a good portion of these things, with education content. I really like the last part. I need to do some research on that. Is the progressive dinner tours. I'm going to do some more research on that because I think that would be something good. We're just talking about touring different homes in a particular neighborhood. And I think that would be something fabulous that people will want to do. One other thing I'm going to say for our new agents, I know personally, I don't mind, but a good thing to do would be, go into Bright, and I would say go to our office, or you could go under my name in any listing that I may have closed. Yeah, it'll have to be that I closed. You can go into that neighborhood and, talk and, get the information on the listing that closed and, promote yourself or see if somebody is looking to, put the house on the market, but that's a good way to generate business, going into that neighborhood and saying we closed, a home over here in however many days this year, whatever. It would be a good way for you to go into that particular neighborhood and door knock. But you just have to go and get the information on the homes that sold in that neighborhood by porterhouse. I don't mind, but that's a suggestion for our new agents who don't have any where it would be their first time, and just setting up your pipeline for next year. I know for me, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of phone calls. I'm going back into my book of business, and I do have people in line for next year that are, I'm sending them to the lender now, but they're not looking to purchase until like next year, April or May or June. But I'm working on my pipeline for next year and still trying to close strong in this year. So that's my my portion.
Thank you, Darlene. Thank you so much. Yes. So, all right, great job. And a lot of great ideas. And some of these ideas, as Darlene said, we are already doing here at Porterhouse. Some things we are going to be doing in the future. So And then some things that you can do, like Darlene has invited you, and I'm sure any of the other agents here in the office who have closed on properties would not mind you prospecting to those closed properties. So think about that as well. All right. So thank you again, Darlene. We appreciate it. And then, so what I am going to do, I'm the next presenter, and I'm just, because really pretty much what I have to say has been covered by our other agents. So I'll just, and so I appreciate that. So I'll just read through mine, and we'll move on to the next person. So we are looking for opportunities to expose yourself, okay? Get out of your comfort zone, and that has been said a few times, okay? Current events. We have the answer to higher interest rates and higher mortgage rates. We can have that conversation confidently with individuals who have that concern, okay? Offer services as a resource, okay? We have resources, and even if it's not a resource that you perhaps know of yourself, we have that within Porterhouse. And so we're able to help you to provide with to whomever it is that is looking to purchase or to sell with those resources. Show people you care. It is so important that we show people, especially in this season, that we care. This time of the year can be very exciting and very celebratory. And also it can be just the worst time of the year for individuals for whatever reason. And so we want to make sure that we are showing that we care, okay? And then again, share a gift, homemade or bought. But make sure that when you're sharing that gift, make sure that you are you have your brand on it. Make sure that whomever it is that you're sharing it with, that you have branded yourself to that gift, okay? And that's as simple as making sure that your business card is attached to whatever it is that you are sharing with them. And then follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. If you get someone's contact, if someone likes you enough, or you have said something to them and they have shared their contact information with you, don't just put their contact information in your phone, walk away and never follow up with them. Make sure that you follow up, because today they may be saying, oh, I'm not interested in buying or selling, but tomorrow their circumstances could change and they may need you. And so you want to make sure that you continue to follow up with all of the individuals that you speak with, okay? So we have our final presenter, and I saved our ambassador, Mr. Kermon McPayton, for last. We appreciate him so much. We're gonna let him go ahead, and he's going to close us out for this training.
Right. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. So how's everybody doing? Hope everyone is so well. Thanksgiving was great, ate a lot. So I hope everybody had a good time. Hope they had a good time with family and friends. I'm excited. You know me, I'm always excited. I'm excited because this is my time of year. This is my favorite time of year. But before I really get into this, I gotta take one moment. I got to do a shout out to my girl, my wife, the love of my life. Today is her birthday. So happy birthday, baby. Maybe you'll hear this, so just want to let you know I love you. So going past that real quick, guys, this is the time of year, you know, and what we want to really talk about, what I want to share with you is kind of picking up the ball with something that Darlene said about finishing strong. We got to finish strong. Okay. I know that a lot of times around this time of year, we start looking towards the next year. We start looking towards, you know, what we're going to do and all that. I want you to encourage you to stay in the moment, stay in this year for just a little while longer. We can still make some things happen this year. Okay. One of the things I'm starting to really realize is how you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. And what we want to do, and I got that, but if you really watch Mr. and Mrs. Porter, how they do anything is the same way that they do everything. They just stay consistent. They do it. They get it done. So we want to be that way. And the other thing that I just want to kind of tell you is how you finish. You know, we talk about we're getting started, we're going to do, but how you finish is how you get started. Okay, how you finish. If you think that you're going to just kind of let it go, lackadaisical, and then starting the next year, I'm going to jump in it. That's not going to work. And I tell you, if you and you can ask Curtis about this, because you see a lot of people at the beginning of the year, whether they say they're going to do a New Year's resolution or whatever, you go to the gym at the beginning of the year. You can't find a parking space. You will do as much exercise and walking from your car into the gym as you're going to do once you get into the gym. But wait until February. Wait till the end of February. You'll be parking in front of the door. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Because how you fit, people think that they're just going to jump in it. It doesn't work that way, guys. Okay. But I understand that it's just human nature. A lot of times when we see the finish line, we start to kind of ease up. Hey, you know, it's the end of the year. I'm getting tired. And I understand, you know, and Curtis, you mentioned something about that. Well, here's what I want to tell you. The reason and the way that you keep that from happening is by making sure whatever your goals are, if you've completed your goals, get a new goal. Okay. Start it up again. Okay. Because when you come close to your goals or you completed your goals, it's human nature to want to slow down. It's human nature to want to kind of ease back. I want to encourage you to run through the tape, okay? Run to the gun sounds, run hard, go hard, go hard, go hard or go home, okay? We want to make sure, why? Because there are a lot of people who are looking for us. There are a lot of people that need this. You know, there are people out there right now who just really, that this could be something that could change their life around the end of the year. They don't have anything to look forward to. But suppose you could tell them, hey, you know what? Maybe by the first of the year, you could be in your new home. Hey, guess what? By Easter, you can be in your new home. Why? Because we're starting now. We're finishing it out. We run the race until the end. Okay, we don't stop. The other thing, and it reminds me of a quick thing that happened. There was a guy who was playing football, caught the ball. He's running down the field. He's dodging people. He's spinning. He's breaking tackles. He's running. He runs all the way down to the end zone, runs all the way down. And when he gets to the end zone, he spikes the ball. He's celebrating touchdown. But what the problem was, he spiked the ball right before he went across the goal line. So it really wasn't a touchdown. So all that running, all that stuff he did, everything he didn't finish. We got to finish strong, guys. And that's the thing that we're looking to make sure that all of us do. We want to make sure that we don't ease up, we don't back up, we don't go off. And we find that, and again, Curtis can kind of bear this out too, the last reps that you do when you're working out, whatever it is, those are the ones that really do the most, have the most benefit, right? When you think you can't go any further, when you think you can't lift anymore, when you go through that, that's when you get to where you're trying to be. So I just want to kind of encourage all of us to keep pushing forward. And the way that you kind of keep this time of year exciting is you got to give yourself some goals. How many people can you get pre-approved between now and the end of the year? How many people can you do a buyer's consultation with or a seller's consultation with? People that you've talked to, people that say they weren't ready, but maybe they're ready now. Their mindset has changed, their situation has changed, what have you. How many people can you do that before the end of the year? Give yourself some goals. Give yourself some things that you can do. How many people can you talk to? How many business cards can you give out? How many people that can you talk to who are doing for sale by owner? How many times can you go out into your farming area where your $1 million listings are and start talking to people? Where can you go? Who can you talk to in the family? You know, Miss Pat, and I realize the P in Pat stands for passion and praise. Okay, that's what it is. That's what she does for me. But how many people can you talk to in the family to finish this year strong? So I wanted to kind of say a couple of things that I've kind of put together that you may want to think about. Okay, and here's something that you can always do every time, and we know people who are at various stages of their life, various stages of their walk. You want to make sure that you identify people who are at the various stages. Okay, so let's say we're talking about the people who are in their early stages of their 20s. Well, those are the people that you maybe want to talk to about getting their first property, getting the condo. Let's get started. Let's get you a little something going here. Let's get them maybe a condo or a small townhouse. So those are your people from 21, because I do everything in sevens because 7 is the number of completion. So from 21 to 28, you want to talk to those people. We know young people. We have young people in our family. We know young people who are just getting started. Let them know what they need to do to get started now, because a lot of us will tell you, as us who have a little seasoning on us, if we could do it all over again, we would have started a lot earlier. Wish somebody had told me when I was in my 20s that I could get a house, that I didn't need to worry about being out here having the fun party. That stuff will come later. We need to get this going right now. So there are people from their 20s. Let's talk to them. And then the people who are after a little bit older than 20, they're starting to change their mindset now because they're thinking about getting married. They're thinking about having kids. They may have already gotten a condo or a townhouse. Now they can sell that and parlay that to the next stage. Okay, so they maybe worked up from a condo to a townhouse, or a townhouse to maybe a small single family home. Okay, families starting to grow, things are starting to get better. We've gotten some wisdom now. We've gotten our credit a little bit better. Our job situation is a little bit more stable. So those are the people you want to talk to about that. When you go a little bit further, now those folks who've done that, they're ready to maybe sell that house and parlay that to maybe the dream home. Okay, so they want to set up and get to the dream home. You know, things are working well. We want to talk about that. So now what we can do, we can help you sell the home that you have, and we can help you buy the new house. Okay. When you get to the dream home, it's not over. It's not done. Because now what we want to say is invest. Invest, 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 invest. We can help people because people want to invest. People love real estate. They love doing real estate. But a lot of times they don't know how. They don't know all of the nuances to it. They don't know all of the things. So that's where we come in. We can help you build your real estate empire. So how are we going to do that? Well, we do that by investing. We do that by letting people know what's available, how they can do it. It's not as hard as a lot of people think. Be quiet, because they need information. They need knowledge. Knowledge is key. I'm done. I'm almost done. Give me one more second. After we finish doing this investing, because a lot of people, as they get older, they're thinking about maybe downsize, right? So now we can help them do that. We can sell the house that we had, the family home, downsize. They have some beautiful seniors communities or whatever maybe you want. But here's the key. Once you've done that, you want to start looking at buying some properties outside of the United States. Have you ever thought about that? Buying property. I know Curtis has already been looking down, or he's probably even bought down in, I think it was Belize. I'm looking at down in Costa Rica, Ecuador. Why? Because I want to be a snowbird. Okay, if you don't know what a snowbird is, let me tell you, when it snows, we fly away. I'm not doing this snow anymore. So now we have our investment properties here. We have our property. We still have our seniors community or wherever we downsized to, but now we have a property outside the United States. Do you know that when you're not there, you can rent that out? Do you know that you can do that as a bed and breakfast? So you can do that in all these different formulas that people are using now to be able to make income, because that's not what it's all about. Being able to take care of your family, being able to have what you need to live here, make income, and have your income making income. So there's a lot of things that we can start doing, and we can get the ball rolling, and we can do it this year, guys. That's what we mean by finishing strong. That's what we mean by not by running through the tape. Don't wait. And here's the thing. You should not be thinking, this is my opinion, this is just me. So, okay, this is me. You shouldn't be thinking about next year until you're sitting down with Ms. Porter talking about next year. Until that time, I'm not thinking about next year. I'm thinking about this year. I'm thinking about trying to finish this thing strong and putting everything together to finish strong. So even though it may not come to fruition this year, I'm already ahead of the game for next year. So we're just trying to make sure that we do that. We stay excited. We stay encouraged, guys. A couple of things I just want to let you know, because Curtis got me excited talking about some of these books and stuff. So here's the thing, 2 books I just want to make sure that if you haven't read them, you got to read these 2. The first one is Think and Grow Rich. You got to read Think and Grow Rich by Nicole Hill. That's the business person's Bible. It changes your mindset, helps you know what you need to think. I'm not saying it's 100% true. My main book, is the scripture. It's the Bible. I can get everything I need from that. But this is the companion piece, and it's good. And it has some great mindsets and some thoughts that will serve you well. But the next one is this book called Speed Wealth. This is the one that you want, guys. But in 3 to 5 years, they tell you how you can get a millionaire. It's by a guy named T. Harv Eker. It's called Speed Wealth. You might want to take a look at that. You might want to read that going into the new year, because we know in real estate, time is of the essence. And that's our main thrust. So having said that, I had some more stuff, but time is up. So thank you so much. God bless everyone. Hope you have a great day. Stay excited, and let's finish hard. Talk to you.
Thank you, Kraman. Thank you so much for that. So I had Kraman to be our last presenter on purpose, because I know, yes, Kraman is a motivator. Thank you so much for that. A couple of announcements, by way of announcement. This evening, we are having a lead locomotive, and we are going to be going out to the National Harbor to prospect for our upcoming December 9th Homebuyers Expo. Please make sure that, yes, I'm going to say it, Darlene.
Talking.
I can't, hold on, Darlene. So so make sure that you join us this evening, okay? Join us this evening this is a great opportunity, seriously, to go out and to be able to get clients, whether they are buyers and or sellers. We had a success the last time we went out. So we want to make sure that we do that as well. And then also, what I'm going to do is really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the recording. Thank you all so much. This was such a great training. I appreciate everybody who was able to join and hang in with us. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to